So one of the houses we lived in East Liverpool, we lived in about 5. We moved around a lot. It was right down here, actually just back here a little bit, and it's torn down now. But I kind of want to retrace my steps when I used to walk to school over at the bridge to. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, I'm creating a show called Turn This Town Around. And it's about, I grew up here as a kid. I went to kindergarten and all the way to 4th grade. Then we moved to Atlantic City.
Yeah.
And in that time in the 60s, this town was thriving. I used to walk around. Nobody was afraid of anybody being hurt or kidnapped, and had about 100 potteries at the time or something like that.
Yeah.
And so as I'm walking around, I'm thinking, is it possible? Well, I wonder what people's attitudes are about turning this town around, or if it's just that people just accept it for what it is. Could it be turned around?
I think some people do. I think they can be turned around.
Well, what about you? What
I
about
think
you?
it could be. You see it in other towns.
I mean, how long have you lived here?
My whole life.
Your whole life?
Yeah.
So
Now I'm 32.
You're 32?
Yeah.
So it's probably been a lot like this in the last, it's probably looked a lot like this since like the 80s, I would think.
Yeah.
I remember coming here for a all schools reunion, even though I didn't graduate here.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, it looks a lot like it did, but back 20 years before that, it was a thriving town.
Yeah.
And every town has its problems, but we're looking to get a group of people here that have the attitude that something can be done. When Trump, I'm a Trump fan, I can say, but when Trump said make America great again, he was talking about the Rust Belt towns like this. And I think East Liverpool, in my opinion, can be made great again. But I just wonder what obstacles there. What do you think the overall feeling is in the town? Just the way it is?
I think a lot of people feel that way, but I think there's also a good group that think it could be turned around. Like, you notice that we've been in the news a lot about drugs and stuff.
I saw that about last year.
A lot of people have taken initiative and trying to start up
Trying to
programs
change the
to get
image
some
of that.
rehab.
Because that was all over the world, really.
Yeah.
Of all places. Last year, and I thought, that's where I grew up.
Yeah.
How's that possible?
Well, there was just one a couple of days ago that made national news here because the officer got drugs on him and he OD'd off of it, and he had to be revived down
The
at the
officer
hospital.
did?
Yeah.
The officer?
Yeah, East Liverpool.
Too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's your name?
Rich Clark.
Rich Steve Foster.
Nice to meet
Thanks
you.
for talking to me.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
appreciate that. I used to actually live, I can't even remember where it is now. I think in this lot.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
it was there, but I used to live in a house right next to that. And it was really, they had to tear it down, and I walked across the little walkover bridge there
Yeah.
to the Westgate when I was a kid, up the full grade. Hey, thanks a lot.
Yep. Nice
Okay,
meeting you.
okay, nice meeting you too. Now this is from the outside point of view. I may be Pollyanna once again, but I'm thinking, okay, why couldn't there be like, ferry boat rides, or like in Atlantic City they have a boardwalk, and you could do a 3-block long boardwalk with concessions, or a little small kids amusement park. You pull families downtown again. Now I don't know if I'm just imagining that is silly, but
Well, I'll say this. In one of our first meetings when we first got together and started working on ELCPR, we threw out, it was think big. Think of the biggest things you could see to help change this city. And I think the consensus in the room that day was a lot of what you just said. That's our end game. That's the end goal, is to bring back those things.
We do hit our problems head on, and some people don't like that. We've gotten some bad feedback about it. I don't know if it's a perception that's only going on here. It's not. It's everywhere. But we just choose not to keep our heads in the sand.
I like that.
I think there's the whole suburban drive back how many decades ago, people could go hide in their own bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
The great thing about here, there's no bubbles.
And
It's
there's no
a
hiding?
community, and there's no hiding. Trust me, in a small town, there's no.
Do you have certain characters that, like maybe at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, you go, "There's Joe again"? You know, is there?
We got him on every street corner.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
They come out
but
of the woodwork every day, same people.
I think the pitch, though, you said, do we need a famous person involved here? I think the pitch is the famous person is the people that are here. That's why
I
it is
agree.
the way it is. I think we always said at the end of the day, say 10 years from now, when this is all done, the whole community can say we did this together.
right. If you eventually get the waterfront going or other things going, you know, this could turn around. Suddenly, 5 years later, it'd be like East Liverpool is known now not for photos of two guys, strung out in a car, but it's a family town, like it was when I was a kid.
I don't know if you have this as part of your piece, but as us being the point of beginning,
Right. This is the point of the beginning.
this could be the point of beginning for change for small communities around the country as well.
I think most people have seen the movie It's a Wonderful Life. It's a great movie, and it's really a lesson. But Jimmy Stewart was shown how life would have been if he hadn't been born. It showed it from a hustling, bustling town to a city where, if he hadn't been born, it was a city of decline and decay. It was a town called Pottersville. And this is reminiscent of a town that I grew up in called East Liverpool, Ohio. When I was a kid in the 60s, it was a hustling, bustling town full of people, energy, and industry. And I went back to visit for the first time in 50 years. And when I saw the town, it reminded me of that movie, because even though the people are great, it's the salt of the earth, America, apple pie, allegiance to the flag, all those sort of things that it always was to me then, it is to me now. But it's a town with weathered houses, vacant storefronts, a big opioid problem, lack of funds, no industry. How can a town like this turn itself around? How can a town like East Liverpool, Ohio, and all other towns that have a similar situation turn itself around and be great again? Well, I'm going back in a few days to talk to some people on the street and to a group of people in this town who started to turn the town around and who have a plan or trying to come up with a plan to turn it around. I want to be a part of that, but I'm going to also document that process. It's a story about people. And it's a story about America, and it's a story about how a town turns itself around and becomes great again.